How are you doing today?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How's the weather out there?
It's pretty cold. Like it's really windy, and like the wind is really like it hits you really hard, and it's just
Really?
like to the like that wind that hits you all the way to the bones, kind of.
Oh my
That
God.
type of
I'm
wind.
so glad we're in here because I did. Somebody told me about the news, like the weather was gonna be really bad today. Like we had to put our pets inside, and I was like, oh wow, the valley, it's getting cold. So
Yeah.
that's good. Good. Well, I'm glad you're here. So what brings you in today? My name is Myra, by the way, and actually, before we start, I just want to let you know that as a social worker, I am a mandatory reporter.
Mhm.
And of course, if you do, that means that if you do tell me that you're going to hurt yourself, hurt anybody else, or the elderly, I must report. Just want to give you a heads up, but I also wanted to tell you that everything that we do talk here is confidential, and you can talk about anything you want. So feel free to disclose whatever you want. It's a safe environment, okay? From the door outside, everything stays here.
Okay.
Okay, so what brings you in today?
Well, I left my husband a couple months ago because he would hit me. He would treat me like shit, literally. Like he would put me down on the floor when I would come from work because if I didn't take off his shoes, he would literally get mad at me. Um, there was a time I remember that I had come from work really tired, and he was watching some football game on TV, and he had told me to bring something from the kitchen, and I had told him, well, why don't you get up? It's like you're watching. I come from work. You're just watching TV. Why don't you just get up and grab whatever you have to grab? I think it was like a plate or something. I don't remember, but it was like a plate. I should have never had told him that because I told him that, and he literally got up, grabbed me by my hair, and dragged me all the way to the door.
Oh.
That was the last thing that happened in my house, and that was the worst thing event that occurred. And that's when I decided that my child, I have a 14-year-old son, and that's when I decided that he shouldn't be going through having to see all these situations at home, having to see his dad hitting me. Because when he was younger, there was a couple times that he was present when his dad would hit me. He would always blame me for the things that happened at home, and if anything went bad, he would always blame me. So that was the last thing that happened, and that's when I decided that I really needed to do something about it. Because I was with him for about 20 years, and I never left him because I felt ashamed. Because through my culture, we're supposed to be married until we die, and you're supposed to be with that person forever and ever. So I never expected to leave. I was always thinking to be with him because I just felt like I couldn't leave. He was the one that I was supposed to stay with, even though he would hit me and treat me that way, until I took that decision that day to actually call the police and make a report on that. And that's when I actually did that because it was super hard to let go of someone that I thought that at the beginning would actually love me and treat me the right way. And honestly, I did all that for my son because my son is the one that needs my support, needs a parent. And if we were together and we were arguing so much and being treated that way, it wouldn't be able to work. And I see that now that I'm out of that situation. But at this point in my life, I'm just going through a really hard time because it's already been 6 months that I've been without him. And I just feel stuck and alone. And yeah, I have my son, but I really feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Like, I just feel I go to work, I come home, I cook, I take care of my, like, I don't really take care of him, he's already 14, but, like, I do whatever he needs me to do, you know, and that's it. I don't really have anything else to do, like, anything else to do. I have my mom that supports me a lot, you know, but she's sick she's sick, and sometimes she can't come visit me, or things like that happen. Um, I also have my sisters and my brothers, but they live so far. Like, one of them lives like 6 hours away from here, and then my brother lives probably like couple hours, probably 2 hours away from here. So I don't really get to see them that often. So I'm pretty much like alone at this time. Right now I am getting some food stamps, and I have a part-time job. A part-time job because I don't have enough money to pay for a babysitter all the time. My son doesn't need a babysitter. What am I talking about? Sorry, I got confused with my niece. Yeah, well, I just work part-time because the other times I've been attending my church. There's a group at church. I like to sing, so I go to the choir at church. So I spend most of the time at church. It kind of helps me, but sometimes like now I just feel like I want to stay at home and not do anything, and I just want to be able to sit in the living room and be on my pajamas all day because I feel stupid. I feel I don't have any support, even though I know my mom is there, and my brother and sister is there. They always supported me to leave my ex-husband.
Mhm.
I still don't have someone that is always there with me. Like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear that, like you have a lot of struggles, and I hear that you are alone and stuck, and you at times feel like you have no support. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and but it sounds like you have a lot of motivation. You did mention that the reason why you left your husband was because you thought about his safety, which is really, really good. Now, that's a big strength. Do you have some strengths that you can, throw me, that you know that you are strong about, besides being a parent? Because you're a really good parent, by the way. So, what are your strengths?
Well, that's a really hard question to answer because I really like when I was with my husband. Like, he didn't care. He didn't care for me whether if I ever did anything for him, or if I ever did, he didn't really like told me, oh, you're an awesome mom or something like that. So he didn't really tell me that. So now that I'm alone, I just feel like I don't know which strengths to pick out. But if I had to pick out one, I would say I'm a hard worker. I like to work a lot because it's a way of distraction. It just distracts me.
Mm.
So I do think that I'm a hard worker, and I am a loving mom because the the reason I left my ex-husband was because I love my son.
Okay. Well, you picked one strength, but I could see many more strengths. You said you love to sing. You like to go to church and sing, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
there
I
you
do
go.
like
That's
to
another
go to
strength. You thought about safety, about your son, so that's a strength of being a good parent. So when you did all that, you left your house for your husband, and you decided this is it. What were you hoping to achieve when you did that?
Well, I was hoping to be safe. That was my main goal because there was a time that I really thought that I was gonna get killed by him, by the way he hit me and all the other stuff that he did. So
So that's a strength.
really, you
Yeah,
think so?
yeah, you have plenty of strengths. I could hear struggles in your conversation, But I could also hear a lot of strength from you, which is a good parent strength. You know, you are a good parent. You thought about safety for your son, and you were able to get out of that situation. You know, it looks like you've been through a lot of struggles, but again, um, what makes you feel like depressed when you are alone and stuck? You did mention to me that you feel alone and stuck. When does that feel? When do you feel the most lonely and strange? Because I do hear that at times you do feel that way.
Well, I started feeling this way probably like a couple weeks ago, and it's mostly when I'm at home cooking, because I feel that I have to do everything by myself. Even though I did that in the past, but I knew that at least he was there, you know. And now it's like I feel like all the responsibilities on me because he's pretty much out of the picture. He doesn't help me at all. Like, he takes child support, but in the sense that he's not there, you know, like I just don't have him anymore. So when it comes to when do I feel that, I think it's probably yeah. In the afternoon when my son's coming from school and I'm already at home, I actually tend to just just go and sit on the couch and watch movies and pretty much just remember that it was a hard situation when I used to live with him, and now I'm all alone, and that I tried really hard to be with him and nothing worked. So that's the time, I think that would be the time where I feel more depressed.
Mm. Well, do you feel like this loneliness and guilt, or how has guilt and fear or anxiety taken over your life?
I think guilt in the sense that my son is going to be by himself now, and I kind of took away the part where his dad will be involved, but and not I don't know, not so much about fear, but I think it's more about just sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there is a lot of single parents who also feel like you, but let me tell you, there's many, many single parents who are very successful. And I could see that you are very successful. I mean, you took a big step to come out of that relationship. You said 20 years, correct?
Yeah.
Of living with him. Um, you did just great. You know, you also have the thing that your son is your strength, and you do so many amazing things. You like to sing at church. If you feel like the anxiety and your guilt and your depression can be, you know, away, if you go to church and do all of these kind of things, go for it. You know, while your son is in school, you can also go to church and sing. And I could see that you could be a very successful single parent. Don't feel that because dad is not around, that doesn't mean that you feel guilt for it. I'm sure that one day your son is going to grow and you're going to be able to explain that to him. But like,
No, but what am I gonna do with my life? I feel so stupid. Like I don't have nothing else to do. Like my marriage is gone. I don't know what to do. It's just hard, and I just feel stuck. Like I don't see the ending to the tunnel.
I see and I hear that frustration from you. However, you've done many things that are great. So, you know, Donna, you can also, if you feel like this isn't helping you, try to do things that, you know, would take what, how was life before when you were, you know, a happy person and things didn't bother you, or how has, you know, how do you want yourself to be in your life? Like, picture your future. How do you see yourself in the future?
How do I see myself in the future? In the future, I want to have a full-time job, and I want to be able to go out more with my friends because now that I barely got separated. Alright. In the future, I want to be able to go out with my friends. I want to be able to be more active with my son. I want to be able to I don't know, be more family oriented.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan for you. Now, can you tell me about times when you didn't get this? What was, out of you? What were you doing then that you weren't feeling guilt and depressed and with no meaning to life? Because I know you say that right now you don't have a meaning to life. You're mentioning you have a really great future ahead of you, and that's awesome. I do think positive, but tell me more. How did times get better, or what took away from you that you were doing a lot better before that you're not doing now?
I think since the holidays are approaching, I feel that that's why my whole feelings has changed. Because I was raised very attached to celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating New Year, celebrating Christmas. And now that the holidays are coming up, I feel alone because I don't have enough money to go to my brother's or my sister's because it's too far, and I don't have gas money to go all the way over there. So, and there were because this barely Thanksgiving just barely passed, and I wasn't able to go over there to their house. I stayed home with my son for Thanksgiving, and I feel that just this whole holidays and all this stuff makes me feel the way I'm feeling now, and I feel really stuck. So it just reminds me of where I used to have my life with my ex-husband. It brings up a lot of memories, and it really hurts, and it makes me really feel down and just stuck, and I feel stupid because I feel no one that can actually understand what I'm going through, and none of my family has gone through a divorce, and even though I do have had the support, they would always tell me, you could do it, you could get out of your house, you only have a son, you work, and hopefully you find another job. I still feel like I need that. I need more than just that.
I hear that you have, based on what you're telling me, that you feel lonely because of the holidays, Donna. I understand that. There's a lot of families who, as soon as the holidays approach, they feel the way we feel. However, you did tell me that you spent Thanksgiving with your son, so you guys were able to do something together. Remember, there are many families out there who only have each other, mom, dad, and son, who don't have other family members. Luckily, you do have a support. You did mention to me that your mom, it's a great support for you, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, she is, but like I told you, she's sick.
Well, maybe you could have made a contact with her and called her and tell her, Mom, is it okay to kind of come over and spend Thanksgiving with you guys? You're saying it sounds like you have a lot of support in your family. Just try not to get it because you did mention to me that your family is very family oriented, and your family, you don't really see separation. That everybody stays married, and you feel guilty for that too. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was raised that way, so now being able to kind of feel like the outcast of the family, because I'm the only one that got divorced, so it kind of makes me feel like no, they never told me that I'm not wanted or that I'm the outcast, but I still, inside me, I still feel that. And that has as well helped increased my level of depression, and it has probably increased the way I'm changing, maybe, because I think I have changed since
You have.
then.
So Donna, on a scale from like 1 to 10, 1 being very, very depressed and 10 being very happy, or 5 being somewhat depressed and somewhat happy, like where do you feel like you stand on that scale?
Well, right now I would think probably probably like a 4, maybe.
A 4?
Yeah, a 4, because since Thanksgiving just passed, I think that like lowered down my
Because of the holidays?
Yeah.
Are there times that you have been at a 10, and what has been different?
Well, I think that used to be when I barely had got out of my house, just because I realized that how better off I was.
Mm-hmm.
But then now, like that month's passed already, I feel stuck. But yeah, I think it was during that time because I was actually being able to see kind of like a relief out of that whole situation that I was in. So that was probably then when I felt that way.
Okay. So what are you doing now that it's different? Are you not going anymore to sing to the church? Are you not getting close to your family? Are you separating your family? What is different right now that you're not reaching that 10?
Mm, well, I continue going to the choir, but I kind of like stopped for a couple. I think I stopped for the past 2 weeks when I started feeling
This way.
this way. Let me close the door because I think I should close the door. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Well, thank you for closing the door for me. I'm sorry I could hear some people talking. You were hearing the people talk, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry
That's
about,
why I kind of went and closed the door.
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, because confidentiality again. We don't know who's out there. But continue. You can go on your story. Sorry about that distraction.
Well, like I was telling you, I stopped going to the choir for about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Because I started feeling really depressed, and yeah, I like singing, but it was just really hard because I would go there and some of the songs really would get to me. So I kind of just started, like, I just kind of stopped going just because of that. And I kind of felt like I should just stay home and watch TV and just sit on the couch. And my son comes from school, and sometimes he tells me, "Mom, why are you like that? You should go do something. Let's go out." So I take him to a park and things like that. But I still feel stuck. I feel like there's nowhere else to go. I feel like there's really nowhere. There's no where I could go ahead, and continue with this struggle that I'm going through. And at this point, I don't know what else to do. Like, yeah, I take him to the park and do things like that, for him, because he likes skating. Skating?
Yeah.
Skateboarding. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's what he likes. He likes skateboarding, so I take him to do skateboard at the park. But I don't do that often. Now that I started feeling this, I probably do it once a week, probably.
Well, maybe that would help you, and he wants you to be out there with him. He probably can notice that you're a little sad. So what are some of the stuff that you used to do besides, I understand that from what I'm hearing that going to church is not really helping you because some of the songs are very emotional and touchy to you.
Mhm.
Have you thought about something different? What did you used to do before? And what, identifies your well-being? What do you like doing?
Well, I think I don't know. Like I told you, right now I'm just so depressed. I feel stupid because I used to like to go out, have fun, go out, drink with my friends, take, I mean, not like to the point that I would get drunk, don't get me wrong either, but just, have fun and have a good time and being able to, oh, I remember now. Oh,
What?
such has been a long time. I haven't gone to the movies for a long time. I used to go out to the movies, like every movie that, because my son and we like action movies.
Oh, awesome.
So I remember that we would always go wherever, like if a movie came out, a premiere came out, and we wouldn't watch the movie, so we would go together. And I think he had mentioned it to me that he would like me to be do more fun activities with him. But I just told him that I couldn't because I felt really depressed and I just didn't want to do anything. And he tells me, Mom, you should go out, you should do this, you should do that. But I just told him that I just don't want to, and I just don't want to do it. And he reminds me of how much fun things were. But
there you go. Maybe
really
why don't you start? It is hard to be going through what you went through, the struggles that you went through. It's hard, but I'm sure you have some positive attitudes that you can also demonstrate to your son. And how about, like you said, going to the movies is something that you both enjoy together. So maybe if you find, and you also mentioned to me that you like going out with your friends, you said you don't drink a lot, but you can also go out with your friends and try to distract yourself from that depression that you're going through. Like I said, you're a single mom, and there's a lot of successful single parents, so don't let any of that get to you. You're very strong, so go out with your friends, start going out with your son. Maybe you and him can bond more together and start, distracting yourself.
Yeah, maybe I could start doing that, so that I could get back and continue on with my life. It's a huge change, like having to be married and being able to have a family. And yeah, I know that we as a family went through a lot of struggles, because he got to a point where he hit me a lot. But now that I'm out like on my own, I feel that I should be strong, and I should be strong not only for me, but I should be strong for my son. But it's just so hard because I feel like I'm in that stage where it's just like I'm stuck and there's nothing else to do and I'm stupid. But I understand where I agree with you with what you just said. I probably could try it out and find out if it could lift me up and actually do something with my friends. And I want to do this for my kid. My kid, he's the most important thing in my life, person in my life. And I just want him to be good and safe and feel that I'm his mom and that I'm always going to be with him, regardless of the situations that we've gone through. Because the struggle that we've been through, we've done it together. Because he's part of me.
There you go, Donna. I could hear a lot of strengths of you, so don't let any of those sadness, to get to you. I hear a lot of motivation. You've gone through a lot of struggles, and I feel like you can easily, find a way to distract yourself. Your son is a big motivation to you, and I feel he's also one of your biggest strengths, like you had told me earlier in our conversation. So I encourage you to start doing things different. See if that helps. And how about we focus our next meeting on just strengths. We'll cut up some time just for strengths and see if that works for you. Maybe you're able to identify them better this time because it looks like you have a lot of strengths. However, you can't recognize them like you mentioned to me earlier. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we could do that. It could probably help me.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad you came in today. I'll look forward to meeting with you next time, okay? Thank you for coming, and I hope you have a better day today. The weather's kind of crazy out there.
Okay, thank
you. Have a good day.
Bye.